We here at Educhemy have helped fulfill dreams of 51 civil service exam UPSC toppers in the year 2020. If you too have the dream to crack this prestigious civil service exam by UPSC, subscribe to our channel and stay up to date for all the information for your UPSC preparation. तैयारी आपकी, जिम्मेदारी हमारी.
Hello and welcome everyone. I hope this message finds you fit and fine. Today we are going to talk about why choose PSR optional, and together we are going to bust certain myths associated with this subject. It is becoming top choice of a lot of toppers. The reason is it is among the most consistent option, means giving top rankers every year consistently. But when you choosing this as your optional, then you should have other factors in mind as well, and that's why we are making this effort, having this discussion here. So these are the three stages: stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, prelims, mains and interview. And PSR optional has utility on each three stage. For example, prelims. How many of you have seen the paper 2021? So if you analyze the trend, you will find around 20% questions in prelims are asked from polity and governance section, right? And within polity, some questions, say 5 questions, 4 questions, sometimes 6 questions, are being asked on the basis of understanding of principles, not just understanding of provisions mentioned in constitution, certain updates. No, UPSC is tilting towards questions on principles. For example, this time a question was asked on definition of state, principle of federalism. So now, if you have PSR optional, you actually have this exposure of concept of federalism, how it evolved in first place, the concept of state, the origin of state. So it becomes cakewalk for you to answer these kind of questions which are being asked by UPSC in prelims. And 20% is like 40 marks. And if cutoff is around say 98, 99 or 110, you can easily understand the importance of 40 marks and 5-6 questions which are being asked from principal part, from political theory orientation, right? Along with this, stage 2 mains, 4 GS papers have significant overlap with PSR optional. When I say significant, chiefly this word need to be used with GS paper 2. PSR optional is dynamic in nature as well as having overlap with GS. Let me give you an example. For example, GS paper 1, the freedom struggle. So in PSR optional paper 1 section B, the first topic itself, we talk about strategies and perspective on India's freedom struggle. We talk about Gandhi's movement. We talk about from constitutionalism. We talk about moderate period, extremist period. We talk about civil disobedience movement, non-cooperation movement. We talk about Quit India movement. So all of this we cover in PSR optional paper 1 section B as well, right? And this is, you can say, important for you from prelims perspective, for mains perspective as well, right? Then effects of globalization, social empowerment, communalism, regionalism, secularism. So wherever you find this ism means ideology, and every ideology has a source, has an origin, and every origin has a reason behind it, right? So we discuss these ideologies in political science optional, which make it easy for you to relate it with contemporary changes or contemporary application. For example, secularism. Everyone knows that secularism is important, right? Too much news on secularism. When we deal in political science about secularism, we talk about the source, when ideas emerged. We talk about what was happening in Western Europe. What is their meaning of secularism? What is Indian meaning of secularism? And why there's a difference between the meanings, right? GS paper 2. It is like this significant overlap with PSR optional: governance, constitution, polity, social justice, international relations. Your paper 2, and especially paper 2 section B, everything is international relations. Paper 2 section A, theory of international relations. Paper 2 section B, we talk about bilateral relations. So your understanding there make it cakewalk for you to handle these questions here. So I hope you are relating strategy wise how PSR optional is playing a vital role. Then GS paper 3, land reforms in India, effects of liberalization in Indian economy. So we cover these part in IGP when we talk about political development, Nehruvian model, Gandhian model. So we cover these aspects there. Role of external non-state actors in creating challenges in internal security. We cover these security challenges. GS paper 4, contribution of moral thinker. It is regarded as cliche question, means वहां से question आता ही है, right? When you talk about ethics, so ethics have some emergencies. When we talk about ethics, what is good, what is bad? So idea of good is having some background, and idea of good also changes with time. है कि नहीं? So the ideas of good which we are having as of now, because they are having some utility, right? So we talk about these when we talk about thinkers. In political science, when we start with Western political thinker, we are not having this approach that, okay, Plato said this, Socrates said this, Aristotle said this. No. It's an interesting subject. Everything which has been said, written, is having a story. So you are given a story, you are told a story. And within the story, you gradually develop the concepts. So developing concept is a gradual process. And when something is actually accumulated by proper interlinkage from step 1 to the end step, I hope it is quite clear that you will be able to actually recollect it when you have to use this in real exam scenario. Because now it is not about mugging up. You have understood the base, and you also know that it has wide application, right? Now, look at these two questions and try to identify in which paper these questions were asked. 2016, 2017. Analyze John Rawls. So John Rawls is among the one of the popular question which is asked in paper 1 section A, justice part. Okay. But this question is asked in GS paper 4, ethics. So don't you think your understanding of John Rawls in political science is definitely giving you edge while handling this question, right? Is strength, peace, security considered to be pillars of international relations? We talk about this in paper 2 section A. And this again, this question is also from GS paper 4, ethics. So I hope you are able to relate how overlapping is there. Now, it is an interesting subject, means it is related to your daily life. There's no one here who can say that political science has not made any impact on my life. There's no one here. If you are thinking that like this, then please come and meet me. Let's discuss the ways in which political science has shaped your life. Even your choices, the way you are living your life, you think you are choosing it? No. The time, the circumstances in which you are living are making you make these choices. And these circumstances, these situations around the world are being shaped by political ideas. That's the beauty of this subject, applicable in real life scenario. Okay, so that is why these concepts are not rudimentary in nature, that liberalism, socialism. You're not going to read them as a duty to cover this subject. As I said, every concept is having an embedded story. If socialism as an idea, as a word emerged, so there were some circumstances there. If Marx used the word communism, so there's a story behind it. In advanced industrial societies, when there was no labor laws, government was not taking stand for workers. When workers were bound to work in these, tumultuous circumstances for 16 hours, sometimes more than that, and given meager wages so that they can just survive today. If they are given more, then they can take holiday, and taking holiday for them would be loss for the capitalist. So when this time of exploitation was being observed by Karl Marx, and certain other details which we discuss when we talk about Marxism in detail. So this story, this experience of Karl Marx, which he was having, that means these workers are being exploited. 50 workers come together and they produce a particular product, and their product is being sold in lakhs of rupees. If we give example in context of rupees, because that is relatable to you, but these workers are not able to sustain themselves. It means the issue is not with these workers. These workers are poor not because of their fault, although they are told like this: if you're poor, it is your fault. It may be possible they are poor because system is designed in this way that only few people will gather wealth, few people will accumulate wealth, and others will remain poor. Because if they are poor, they will remain dependent, and if they are dependent, then they will be of utility. They can easily controlled, ruled by the people who have massive wealth. So the point which I'm trying to make here is, everything, every word you make, means if you come to me and you say, sir, this is a vocabulary, this is a word in political science, this is a concept, and I'm not able to relate with it, I'm not able to understand it, I'll make you understand with the story, with the background. And since you are here for clearing the exam in shortest time possible, so it is very important for us that we understand the story so that we are ready for its application and interlinkage. That's why this approach becomes important. Because understanding is one thing, and applying it across the kind of questions which are asked. Because sometimes questions are asked interlinking different topics. Sometimes one topic is from paper 1 section A, other topic is in paper 1 section B. But you need to show your clarity of these concepts to actually write a meaningful answer, right? And that is possible when you are clear at this point. And that's not tough. This is the easier way actually. This is a far easier way. Because in our memory, we associate easily with those concepts which are interesting. है कि नहीं? Look back into your life. You have not forgot the instances which you think are interesting part of your life. जो आपने past में जो आपके बहुत ज़्यादा interesting experience हुए, be it movies, be it gatherings, be it company of someone, you actually remember the details. है कि नहीं? And the reason is they were interesting. In political science, every concept is related to your daily life. It is interesting because it is empowering you, right? This part actually, this PSR option covers current affairs. Around more than 50%, I would say, subject is dynamic in nature. And this is the best part. You know why? Because be it prelims, mains or interview, you have to go through current affairs, right? इससे तो होकर जाना ही है, यहां से नहीं बच सकते। फिर बचना क्यों है? Because if you are living here, so you should be aware of the contemporary development. You want to be a leader, right? And leaders are aware. Then only they can take smart decisions. And when it comes to PSR optional, the IGP part means I'm talking about paper 1 section B part. Paper 2 section B part, for example, IR, international relations. So these two parts are regularly in news. The moment you open your paper, you will find certain topics, certain development related to IGP, certain related to IGP or IR, right? So almost every aspirant is having some exposure of these parts, which are like significant pillars of political science option. Now there's one myth: need background in PSR before selecting it as option. एक तो होता है गलत, एक होता है सरासर। ये सरासर कैटेगरी का गलत है, right? Why I'm saying that? Because no matter you have any background, PSR optional is like least technical subject if we compare with other humanities subject, least technical. The language we use, the concepts we build, they are associated in daily life, right? I hope none of you is like, we have heard the word socialism for the first time. No, right? None of you would say that we have heard this word state, government for the first time, right? There are very few words which will be new to you. And that's the importance of, you can say, education. Means if you are entering into a domain, you should learn something. But technically, if we are say, so it is not that much technical subject, right? Now, another myth is PSR candidates have to read huge pile of books. ऐसा नहीं है. You need few books, resources which need to be referred on regular intervals. Then you need to actually revise it multiple times. Revise multiple times. And then apply that knowledge. Practice answer writing, get evaluated by your mentor, right? So it's not like reading too much. It is about getting understanding that this is should be the width and this should be the depth. Okay. Along with this, PSI requires a lot of ratta, mugging up. Dekhiye, this is not the UPSC way, right? UPSC never endorses questions which can be actually cleared by using some ratta, right? So obviously means having some structure in mind using some mnemonics, that is acceptable. That increases your speed of reproducing that in exam. But sidelining understanding and doing ratta would work. No, aisa nahi. So it means, as I said, it is based on storyline. It is based on, coherence. Means one thing is connected to another in a logical manner. Whole political science, whole journey. Means when you start from ancient time to medieval to modern, these thoughts, these political realities are being shaped due to one or other reason. So it means understanding is the key. Understanding is the key. Understanding and then application. You should know how to use that understanding in shortest time possible, right? Syllabus is so vast that it can't be completed. गलत होता है एक सरासर, ये सरासर है. Why? When we say vast, some people actually count the topics. Don't count the topics. Just see the overlap. Paper 1 section A, we start with Western political thought. As you cover Marx, I think Marx is visible to you now. So as you are done with Marx ideas, then in political ideologies, when you cover Marxism, it's like a cakewalk. When you cover Locke, J.S. Mill, and then you cover liberalism, then it becomes, cakewalk. Means when I say cakewalk, it becomes quite easy for you, right? So it means there are topics in paper 1 section A which are being repeated within the section. Then these topics are also being repeated with paper 2 section A. For example, international theories approach, where you talk about realism. So when you talk about realism, if you have covered Machiavelli here, you have covered Arthashastra here, you have covered Chanakya here. So it is overlapping. So it means the understanding which you gain here helps you understand other aspects quite easily. So that is the overlapping part. That's the nature of the subject. So the subject is different from other subjects where paper 1 section A, section B is going to have a different approach altogether. The approach you cover here is going to have application in section B, right? So saying this, it's a vast subject, can't be completed, that is a myth, right? Proper strategy, guidance, and it will be done. Similarly, as I told you, this is paper 2 section A, realism, idealism, Marxism, which you have covered in paper 1 section A as well, right? And please understand, your goal is to be here, selected candidate, now officer under training. Your goal is not here. Obviously, you have whole life. Afterwards, if you want to pursue political science, you want to become political scientist, you're most welcome into the domain. But the point is, you have less time. Within this time, you have to clear this exam. So you need to have proper strategy. knowing every day something about political development, something about related to political science is not the way to clear this exam. Many students get infatuated with knowledge when they enter into this field. Each day they gather a lot of information and they feel that they are moving towards their goal. But my friends, that is also a myth. Because exam demands strategy, a kind of questions which need to be handled by you in shorter time possible. Are you able to do that or not? That needs to be checked. The kind of knowledge which is expected by UPSC, are you able to do that or not? That should be the question in your mind, right? Whenever you start a topic, actually have a view on trend analysis. For example, you are starting political theory. Paper 1 section A, topic number 1 question is going to be asked. And there are 4-5 major domains, major themes from which question is asked in political theory, right? Approaches, you can say decline of political theory, crisis in political theory, resurgence of political theory. So we know that these are the common themes in which questions are repeated, right? So you have to give your time to this particular portion in a same manner, understanding the importance ki kahan kitna question hai. When you talk about, say, Western political law, 45, 60, 45. So you need to practice the themes, sub-themes from which question is asked adequately. And that is quite easy. When you gain the understanding, you gain the application as well. But by gradually, first you write level 1 answer, then level 2 answer, and then you are on the track. So that's how you are going to continue. I hope this video helped you bust certain myths and brought some clarity in your approach or in your understanding of PSR optional. See you in the next video. Till then, keep learning, keep growing. Shashank Tyagi signing off.